I'm ready to admit defeat. I am not going to get a Halloween section on a nicely presented town square in the Lego City before Halloween. At the time of recording, it is the 18th of October. I expect this video is not going to come out until the 20-something of October. And at best, I'm probably going to get one more day here in the Lego City before Halloween happens. If you're not familiar with my real job, where I actually fund all of this, apart obviously from Patreon, which is a big part of funding the building that it's in. But the reason we're able to buy all of the ridiculous Lego that we have is because my real job is as a YouTuber creating Football Manager content. And for those of you not aware, I'm not going to bore you with too much of this, but Football Manager haven't released a new game in 2 years. The new one is coming out anytime now. And I'm going to be very, very, very busy with that for the next couple of months to try and earn enough money to make this even more spectacular next year. The downside of that is that it means I'm not going to be able to be here as much as I have been previously. So I think we have to shelve the Halloween idea for this year. It's not something I'm completely abandoning forever. I do like the idea of doing it. We have got some cool Halloween sets. We've got the Haunted House Fairground Collection set. We've got the Creator 3-in-1 Haunted House. We've actually got 3 of those. One as the Haunted House, one as the Ghost Train, and I've got the Ghost Ship one that I've built, but it is still at home. We've obviously got the Nightmare Before Christmas as well, which might make its way into the Christmas section that we're going to have. And in fact, thinking ahead to Winter Village, which is what we're going to be moving on to, the Haunted House isn't leaving the city, and I imagine Nightmare Before Christmas isn't leaving the city, but we are going to get rid of the 2 smaller green 3-in-1 creator sets. We're going to get rid of the little fairground area and basically open up this whole area to get the Winter Village in. The Winter Village is all in boxes under the Lego City from where we had it last year in the Lego room at home. So we're going to make space for that by clearing some of this stuff out. There is going to be a little bit of a rearrangement of the modulars. I want to get Diagon Alley down here and visible and change the layout of the modulars a little bit to get a few more of the modulars at that end and get Diagon Alley down this end. As you can see, the Lion Knight's Castle has survived on its new plinth. I still don't have the Technic pins to finish that off, but my plan for this now is I want to get the, at the base of the mountain on this side, I want to get the Bricklink Designer Program Seaside Marketplace, which kind of, I think will be a nice way to blend castle into sea. So we have that as the transition point on this edge from castle down into the sea, where we'll have the seaside area here, where we'll have stuff like the lighthouse, we'll have the Italian Riviera, we'll have some of our beach sets. We've got a load of beach Mills plates already made, and I'm thinking I'm going to maybe pinch Anna's Tower Bridge that she's still got in the box and use and modify that to make that as a bridge over the sea, the water, the lake, whatever the big water area ends up being. So I've got a plan for this area at the front, and then this area along this side where we've got the train behind us at the moment. I still like the idea of continuing some kind of platform like this a little bit further along to have the loop coaster kind of on the edge of the city, maybe get the other fairground roller coaster as well, maybe get the Haunted House up there as well, and basically have a long theme park running along the back of the city. And then in front on this end, we'll have, maybe not yet, but eventually the new Hogsmeade Village collection set at the base of the mountain, the base of Castle Hill. I've got the Hagrid hut. I've got a few other bits that I think will fit in quite nicely at the base there. Then move into Diagon Alley, and then some of the more like transitional sets that can take us from medieval through the spooky Harry Potter stuff and back into normal cities. That's where maybe something like the Haunted House, maybe Arkham Asylum, as a way to kind of transition into more traditional city stuff at that end. And then here we'll have the Winter Village, which will then push on into the seaside area. I think Botanical Gardens will be a nice way to transition from a town square into a seaside area. And yeah, get the Winter Village in there, and then that can be in place until like January. And then we pull it out in January and put something else in the town square. I would like to get to the point today where this whole wooden area is covered in base plates. I don't know if we will, but that's the plan, because like I say, I'm not going to get a lot of time here over the next couple of months, so I want to maximize the days that I am here. So job one, clear out the stuff that isn't going to be in here for now and get the Winter Village out and see how much space that's going to take up, because It took up quite a lot of space last year, and we've got more sets to add to it this year. I do need to rebuild the Home Alone house as well. And I still need to buy this year's Winter Village set, the Holiday Express train. I have got the Winter Village train station that is built but at home, so that needs to come in as well. I'm excited. I am excited. Let's clear some space and find the Winter Village. So here we go then, getting all of the Halloween stuff packed away. And I know there are going to be a few of you a little bit disappointed that I'm not going ahead with the plans that we had for doing a whole Halloween area in the city. But honestly, I'm just not a very spooky person. Halloween has never really been a big thing for us. We've never celebrated it. I've never gone trick-or-treating in my life. So I'm not that disappointed to put this on the back burner and focus on the Winter Village. And as you can see, we are doing some pretty significant rearrangements to the entire city to make that happen. So I've moved Diagon Alley forward from the back there, and I'm just trying to clear this front area so that I've got room to slot all of the Winter Village stuff in. And look at me, even digging out some of the old plates that we had built in the old city. Tell you what, folks, it's remarkable how motivating it is knowing I'm not going to be able to be here as often for a little while, because I've just got more done in, what, an hour than I've got done in the last month, certainly since we did the original rearrangement of the city, and I think this looks fantastic. As ever, we've got to remember that this is largely placeholder stuff. There's a lot of detailing and converting onto Mills plates and stuff we need to do, particularly around this area. It's very obvious where we've got the Italian Riviera. The Harry Potter house isn't going to stay there. The beach plates are the ones that I already had from the old Lego City, so I've not rebuilt any of those. We'll obviously do our own coastline and our own beach area so that we don't have situations like this where we've got random sand in the middle of the sea. And yeah, but I mean, it gives an idea of how this is going to be with the lighthouse, with the beach house there as well. This will all be water rail, which will be up above the water on some kind of bridge, whether it ends up being Tower Bridge or another bridge, we shall see. But then we've got Diagon Alley at the back there, and this is my current plan for Diagon Alley. It keeps it more visible. I said in the last video, spending £400 on a set and then completely hiding it seems bonkers, but I think by having it set up like that, it still gives the impression of it being hidden, because we've got the X-Mansion, we've got the Italian Riviera, we've got Botanical Gardens in front of it. So it's obviously hidden, but also still really visible. I think Arkham Asylum fits in nicely next to it as well, with the half base plate width of Diagon Alley. It kind of fits into the side of Arkham Asylum. I've brought Ninjago City Gardens into the city because it's another one where I spent a lot of money on it. Let's get it in the city, for goodness sake. Yes, it doesn't really fit in because it's supposedly on water, but I don't think that matters. It's Lego. These are all details that we can worry about later. Let's just get it in and make it look cool. Be a kid playing with his Lego. We've also got the Halloween stuff hidden in behind it as well. So it gives us that being able to see stuff from this side that we wanted when we did the new Lego City. So we've deliberately got like the train platform, a little bit of a scene on the back of the Sesame Street house. You can see the Ferris wheel from this side of the room as well. Plus you can see all of the interiors for Diagon Alley, which eventually will probably cover that off, but not now. I would like to have Hogsmeade Village around the base of the mountain as well. Eventually, I mentioned before, having the seaside market down the bottom there, which will probably lead to a rethink to where Italian Riviera is. I imagine long term the seaside area will go straight across there, so we'll have another 3 or 4 base plates to play with, and stuff like this will be put on a base plate, so it'll be easier to fit in rather than taking up a massive amount of space like it does currently. Long term, I think this area off the back of where the beach is where we'll have like our wooded area, where we'll have the campsite, a couple of the camping sets, the big tree house. I probably won't get them in until after Christmas now, because this gives us more space to play with the Winter Village. And in fact, I might pull the caravan out for now and just go and hide it somewhere. So, and maybe even remove this beach plate for now, so that we've got that whole area to put the Winter Village in, because size-wise, that's pretty much the space that we had for the Winter Village last year at home. And we obviously want to get yet another train track in so we can run the the new Holiday Express train. So we'll probably have a loop going around the interior of that. I don't know if I've got enough track, so we might not be able to do that today. I don't know if I kept any track in with the Winter Village. But then if we come back this way, you can see the changes we've made to the city blocks. So this is now a little block with a road down the middle rather than the hidden Diagon Alley. I'm not over the moon with that block. I think there's probably more tweaking that could be done. We might even end up removing the inner train track from this end, because that would then give us another base plate to play with, which allows us to do a proper block over there. It's probably not something I'm going to do right now. Just noticed it's become disconnected under there. That's not ideal. It's not something I'm going to do right now because it's a big job and I want to focus on the Winter Village, but maybe in the new year the inner loop comes out. We shall see. But I think this back end still looks cool with no hidden Diagon Alley, and now we've got this area to plonk the Winter Village on. And that's what I'm going to do now. But first I have to find it. I knew where it was all along. By the way, anyone wondering how this is all packed away, I don't have to rebuild all these sets. Highly recommended for moving house as well. Just wrap them in cling film and then put them in a big box. So I forgot I had the Hogsmeade stuff in there. So we might even be able to Hogsmeade a bit without needing the new one, which is a big thumbs up. Anything I can do to stop myself ordering the Hogsmeade set while Double Points is on, I'm all for it. I intellectually, I know it's too expensive. It's not good value for what it is, but goodness me, I think it would look good over near the castle and over near Diagon Alley in this Lego city. Stop me. And there you go. We have a blank canvas and also a momentous moment for the studio at large, the Brick Prize Draw studio. Let's give it its correct name. Make sure you go and check them out. Link is at the top of the description below. But we've had this studio 7-8 months now, and this is the first time in the history of the studio that we've got base plates covering the whole thing. And I'm very happy with the blank canvas that I've got for this Winter Village. Although we had a bit of a bent base plate situation over there. So this is what we've got. I've not taken any of the buildings out yet other than getting them out of the way to get to the base plates and the IKEA boxes. I've also got all of those light kits over there, which I don't plan to use. We might use, but the IKEA boxes are a very handy temporary measure for over here in front of the Lion Knight's Castle on Castle Hill. Hide the train that will come out from behind it. It's not the long term, but I mean, even for now, as this is going to be for the next few months, we could even do a little bit of that and actually make it look a little bit closer to finished. But we can put some of the Winter Village stuff up on here. I'm thinking the Hogsmeade sets can go along there to tie in with Diagon Alley. And then we've got this whole area to put all of our Winter Village sets on as part of a big town square area. Yes, the transition between Winter Village and Seaside is going to be weird this year. It'll be better next year. This is still a relatively new city, but I think it looks cool. I've got about 20 minutes before I have to go and pick up Anna. I'm going to try and unwrap as many cling film wrapped Lego sets as I can, just to get some stuff out. This isn't going to be the Winter Village layout for this year. Obviously, we don't have the train track, so everything's going to have to move so we can get a train track loop in. Because we need to have the Winter Village train track, but it will be useful for me to remind myself and take stock of what I've got. This is very much the downside of wrapping all the sets in cling film, because goodness me, are they a pain in the trousers to unwrap. It's basically ripping each set apart to take the cling film off, so it's taking much longer than planned because I'm basically having to rebuild them. Okay, I wasn't going to have everything go my way today. It turns out the wrapping stuff in cling film is good for storage, but it does destroy them when you unwrap them because the cling film really clings. So I'm basically having to rebuild each set as I unwrap them. So I'm not going to get them all unwrapped today. But what I have done is got a little bit of a feel for how they could potentially end up being. This is very much early stages. But on our little bit in the corner, we can fit a few up there. I probably won't because I think I want to try and get the market, the Seaside Market in. And we might abandon having Christmas stuff over there, because I actually don't think I've got as much Winter Village stuff as I thought I did. I guess once we've got a train loop in, we do start to feel the lack of space a little bit more. But at the moment, we could get a few up there. We've got the Christmas tree out. We've got some of the Holiday Main Street, or I think that's all of Holiday Main Street, apart from the train, which is here, which I guess we're not going to use this year. So this might just become a a display thing that sits somewhere like that as a look, this is how we used to do it before we had the proper train. We've got some of the vehicles and stuff that we've got, plus these little ice rink bits, and we've got this whole bunch of bags full of minifigures and little mini scene stuff from last year's advent calendars. We've got all this year's advent calendars. Like I say, I've got the Holiday Village train set at home. I've got the Art of Chocolate, the Bricklink designer thing, which I've built, which is going to be going into the Winter Village as well. And that's quite a big thing. Obviously, we've got the Home Alone house to rebuild as well. The Nightmare Before Christmas could probably go in over there somewhere as a transition between Diagon Alley, Arkham Asylum, Ninjago, through Nightmare Before Christmas and then into more Christmassy stuff. So I imagine we can get that back in as well. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how today's gone. One thing I've just seen over in the corner that still hasn't got a home in the city is the Krusty Burger, which is just still sat over there. We might try and integrate that into this bit here. You know, you have burgers at the seaside, because I don't know that we are going to fill all these base plates with Winter Village stuff. We'll see, I guess. I guarantee 2 or 3 videos time I'll be moaning about the lack of space I've got for the Winter Village, but I am so happy with how that has gone today. I think that looks so cool, and I've got a vision now, not just to how we're going to get through the Winter Village stuff, but also for how the Castle Hill is going to work, how Diagon Alley is going to work, how the seaside is going to work, how the town square is going to work. I definitely think there's scope. I like Ninjago City Gardens in there. I don't think it looks out of place at all. And on that basis, I think there's definitely scope to put something over the top of the train track over that side so that we can get the roller coasters in and just go a little bit bonkers with it. It's Lego. It's not supposed to look like a realistic city. It's supposed to look awesome. And I think it looks awesome. I mean, if you stand back a bit and try and ignore the Kling film and just look at that compared to where we were at the start of this video, it looks bonkers and awesome and Lego-y. And that is exactly what I was going for when we started this Lego City. It looks so, so cool. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego City content, plus all the other stuff we do as well. Like I say, Lego City itself will probably be a little bit slower over the next couple of months for the reasons I said at the start of the video, but I'm certainly not abandoning the plan. Don't feel like we're abandoning the plan. I still massively appreciate the support we've had on the videos, the support we get over on Patreon. We couldn't be doing it without everybody supporting us in that way. And certainly once we get through silly season of Football Manager, we'll be back full steam ahead on this as well. It's going to be a little bit seasonal, where I have to spend like each year, October to January, February time, really focused on my Football Manager channel. And then this summer, I can really focus on this channel. And I think that's how we're going to work for the next couple of years or so, until one of them becomes obviously more important than the other in terms of the business. At the moment, they're pretty much neck and neck in terms of how they provide our income. So yeah, I'm happy. That's so cool. See you soon. Doodle pip.